Hey kids, welcome to lesson 2.6, Strings. Strings in Java are objects of the string class that hold a sequence of characters, A, B, C, money, etc., etc., etc. Remember that a class or classification in Java defines that the data that all the objects of the class have, the fields and the behaviors, the things that the object know how to do, the methods. You can declare a variable to be the type string by the word string. Note, class names in Java like string begin with capital letters, all primitive types, and double and boolean begin with lowercase. Kids, this is one easy way to tell the difference between primitive types and a class type. Run the following code. What does it print out here? Well, we have our public class, we have our method. Looks like we have a string greeting null, and then we're printing out the greeting. This looks like a variable to me, just like we've seen before. Instead of int, double, or boolean, we have greeting. And I remember setting it to null means it's empty, so it's just a placeholder. That means when system.out.print goes for greetings, it should print off null. Let's see if I'm right, kids. There you go. Printed off null because we are printing off exactly what's there, and nothing is there yet, kids. The code above declares an object variable named greeting and sets the value of greeting to the Java keyword null to show that it doesn't refer to any object yet. So system.outprint ln greeting will print null. Object variables refer to objects in memory. A reference is a way to find the actual object, like adding a contact to your phone lets you reach someone without knowing exactly where they are. The value of greeting is null since the string object has not been created yet. In Java, there are two ways to create an object of the string class. You can use the new word followed by a space and then the class constructor, and then in the parentheses you can include the values you use to initialize the fields of the object. This is the standard way to create a new object of the class in Java. This looks like my old friends here, kids. So instead of creating a new turtle class, we're creating a new string class. In Java, you can also create a string literal, which is a set of characters enclosed in a double quote to create a string object. That means a string greeting now equals hello. So there's two ways we can do that there. In both cases, an object of the string class will be created in memory and the value of the variable greeting will be set to the object reference, hello, a way to find that object. Here is an active code sample that creates two greeting strings. One uses a string literal and the other uses new and the string constructor. Change the code to add two new strings called first name and last name, one using a string literal and the other using new, and print them out with the greeting. If you see, we have a string greeting and we have hello, string greeting 2 equal new string welcome. And if we print this out, we should get hello welcome, kids. And there we go. And what we need to do is we need it to say hello welcome, Mr. Rhodes. And then we want to print that all out. That means we're going to have to create two new strings up here. And let's do this just like above, except spell it right. We're going to have first name. Well, that's going to equal my first name, kids. Mr. Don't forget your semicolon. And we are going to do the second way to do it. String, and then we're going to do a last name, and that's going to equal new string. And my last name, well, kids, that's Rhodes. Don't forget to close that, parentheses, semicolon. Then we need to print this out here, and we'll just print this one by one on the lines here. I think down below we're going to learn how to put this all into one. So that means I'm going to system print out here, and instead of greetings, I'm going to do first. Let's get out of that way so we can see what we're doing here. First name, and then I'm going to print out last name. This should say, hello, welcome, Mr. Rhodes, each on a different line. Let's see if I'm right, kids. There you go. Hello, welcome, Mr. Rhodes. So those are two ways we can add strings to our code. And that's using string literal and string constructors. Now that the greeting refers to an actual object, we can ask the object what class it was created in. Try the following. What does it print out here? We have our class, we have our method, we have our string greeting hello, and we want the greeting get class. And then we want to print out current class, and then we want to print out a parent class there. Woo! This is a hard one, kids. Let's see what's going to print out. If you see, we got string and object here. So the current class is string, and the parent class is object. Wonder what this means, though. I think we have some reading down here that will explain it. The code above will first print class java.lang.string since greeting was created by the string class. So it's identifying the class there. The full name for the string class is java.lang.string. The Java Lang part is the package name. Every class in the Java language is in a package, and the standard class like string are in the Java Lang package. Every object in Java knows the class it was created in. Also, every class knows its parent class. Yes, a class can have a parent class just like people can have parents. But in Java, a class can only have one parent. A class can inherit object fields and methods from a parent class, just like you might inherit musical ability from your parent. The fourth line will print class Java Lang object because the parent class superclass of the string class is the object class. All classes in Java inherit from the object class at some point in their ancestry. This is just saying, kids, that this string here is just relating up here to this string, and our object is going up to our object up there. That's all it's saying to that. Nothing too crazy. We have a little model here explaining it, just how that goes through. String operators, concatenations. Kids, say that 5 times fast. Strings can be appended to each other to create a new string using the plus or plus equal operator. This is known as concatenation. Try the following code. Add another variable for the last name that is Hernandez. Use the plus equal or plus to add the last name variable after the name to result. Use the plus equal or plus to add 2 more exclamation points. Exclamation to the end of happy birthday greeting in results. Over here, we have our class and our method. We have our strings down here. Start, happy birthday, name, Jose. String, result equals string plus. And we have 2 quotes. That's going to print out exactly what's in there. So it's space plus name. And we have to add the strings together. And then the result is 1 exclamation point. And then we want to print results. So it looks like we're printing the results right there. Let's go ahead and hit save and run and see what happens. You can see we have some stuff to add here. First off, we need to add a last name. That means we need to change the first name here. And let's go and make another string, last name. And this is going to equal Hernandez. Don't forget your semicolon after there. So if we come down here, we need to add these together. We see here, this actually prints a space. So first off, we need to change our variable here to first name. So it should say happy birthday, space first name. We'll do plus. Let's do another space plus last name. Now we need to add on to the string. Obviously, kids, we could just add 2 exclamation points in there. Let's go ahead and do plus 2 like that. We could do it that way, kids, or if we wanted to do it, we could do our result. Just let's copy and paste this line here. And instead of here, we can put 2. So together, they would be 3. That's just another way of doing it. So it should print out now. Happy birthday, Jose Hernandez. Let's capitalize the last name here, kids. We have our start, happy birthday, our first name, our last name, and then 3 exclamation points. Well, let's see if this works, kids. As you see, we got happy birthday, Jose Hernandez, 3 exclamation points. Everything looks good. Good job, kids. We have a note here. Note the spaces are not added between strings automatically. If you want spaces between 2 strings, then add 1 using the plus 2 quotation marks with a space in between. If you forget to add spaces, you'll get smushed output like hi Jose instead of hi space Jose. And remember, the variables are never put inside the quotes, since this would print the variable name out letter by letter instead of the value. Let's do some check for our understanding. Given the following code segment, what is the string referenced by S1? We have S1 equals XY, S2 equals S1, so that means XY, XY. So that means S1 equals XY plus Z. Remember up here from our hint, kids, spaces are literal. I don't see any spaces. I think it should be XY, XY, Z. If we come down here, it is. There's no spaces, so that one isn't right. That one is correct, kids. You can even add other items to a string using the plus operator. The other item will be converted to a string using the toString operator if it's an object and then appended to the current string. All objects inherit toString method that returns a string representation of an object. Well, what do you think the following will print? Guess before you hit run. If you want the addition to take place before the numbers are turned into a string, what do? Try to modify the code so that it adds 4 plus 3 before appending the value to the string. Hint, you used this to do addition before multiplication in arithmetic expressions. Ooh, that's a pretty helpful hint. That means, kids, let's go to the first part. What do we think is going to print here? I think it's going to print 12 plus 4 plus 3. So I think it's going to be 1, 2, 4, 3. Let's see if I'm right. 1, 2, 4, 3. That is right. Now, it wants it to be 1, 2, 7 here, right, kids? So we got the 1, 2 part. Gave us a big hint. What's our order of operators do? Well, we put it in parentheses. That means we should get 12 plus 4 plus 3. Now, if I hit save and run, you have the 4 plus 3 getting added to 7 and then added to the 12 in a string. So that is a 1, 2, 7. A note, if you're appending a number to a string, it will be converted to a string first before being appended. So that's just a practical application above. Since the same operators are processed from left to right, this will print 1, 2, 4, 3. First, 4 will be turned into a string and appended to 12, and then 3 will be turned into a string and appended to the 1, 2, 4. If you want to do addition instead, just try using parentheses. We just did, kids. Well, that leads us to our next question. What if you wanted to print out a double quote character? Since the double quote is a special character with a meaning in Java, we put a backslash in front of the quote to signal we want just the character. This is called a backslash escape sequence. And if you wanted to print out a backslash, you would just have to backslash it in order to escape its special meaning. Another useful backslash character is \n, which we will put in a new line. So kids, this is just showing here, if we want to print off the parentheses, how do we do it? Well, if we print this off, you will see that the quotes here, as long as we put a backslash in front of it, it will print out. And then this part here isn't printing anything. And then the 2 backslashed here, you see we get that printed off. And then a backslash n prints a new line. So this code here just prints this over here so you can see exactly how it prints. This is going to be very helpful, kids, because there's often times we need to do this, and \n is probably something you're going to use quite a bit in this class. Programming challenge, Mad Libs. Have you ever played Mad Libs, kids? In this game, you first choose a bunch of words without looking at the story, and then the words are filled into the story to make it sound very wacky. Fill in the variables below with strings for each word, and then run to see the wacky story. Then in pairs, you're going to come up with your own silly story that uses at least 5 string variables, kids. When you're done, try another team's Mad Libs code. Your teacher may ask you to create this program in a Java IDE like Replit, which I am, kids, so that you can use input to read the words. And we're going to use a scanner class for that, my little friends. Let's go down here. We're going to add some words first and then run it, and then we're going to see what happens. So I don't want to look down here just yet, kids. I'm going to put in some things here. A plural noun. Well, kids, you know I love dogs, so that's going to be it. Color 1. Well, I love blue, so we're going to put in blue. Another color. Let's go with green. A food. Well, kids, you know I love some sugar-free Jell-O. And another plural noun. We'll do students. Let's see what it prints out, kids. Roses are blue, dogs are green. I like sugar-free Jell-O. Do students like them too? Well, well, well. It looks like we should probably change it around so it goes a little better. You can see down here, here's the part to our silly poem. So we're just doing a printout of roses are plus color 1, plural noun are plus color 2, I like plus food variable, and do plural noun 2 variable, I like them too. So this right here is just our code we're going to use to create our own Mad Libs. Kids, you're going to make one with at least 5 variables and share it with me. As always, if you want to, you can do it on Runestone, but you do not have to. And that's it, kids. That's the end of 2.6. To summarize things, strings in Java are objects of the string class that hold sequence of characters. String objects can be created by using string literals, that is string s equals hi, or by calling the string class constructor, string t equals a new string by. New is used to create a new object of a class. Null is used to indicate that an object reference doesn't refer to any object yet. String objects can be concatenated using the plus or plus equal operator. This results in a new string object. Primitive values can be concatenated with a string object. This causes implicit conversions of the values to string objects. Escape sequences with a backslash have a special meaning in Java. Escape sequences used in this course include the \n to print out a quote, backslash and a new line. So there you go, kids. That's our summary, and that's our video for today. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll see all you kids in the next video. See you later, kids. Bye, bye, bye.